Fujifilm lies, Fujifilm bugs, Fujifilm firmware, Fujifilm AF tips and tricks. Let's learn how to use a Fujifilm camera and let's see if Fujifilm is lying to us. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel, Tudor Matescu here. I have here Fujifilm X-T5 and I've reviewed Fujifilm X-T5 for the last 2 years and I'm using Fujifilm X-T5 day to day, and I've declared that Fujifilm X-T5 it is my best camera, that I really love to use it on the streets and daily. And yes, this is true. But some videos popped out and some news regarding Fujifilm firmware updates and Fujifilm firmware bugs. So I want to address these things a little and I want to tell you how I'm using a Fujifilm camera and why I'm not frustrated anymore regarding Fujifilm AF. So, at least 2 years I've complained regarding the Fujifilm AF with X Pro 3, with X-T4, with X-T30, with X-T5. But in the end I've decided to learn to use the camera and to accept it like it is. It's not a Sony camera, it will never be a Sony camera, it will never have the AF of a full frame camera too soon. For sure, this will not happen too soon with any firmware update. So I need to learn to use the camera to obtain what I need. And this kind of thinking is implied also by working photographers that are using Fujifilm cameras for events, for wedding photography, for product photography, for fashion photography, for travel photography, and so on. So you adapt to the limits of a camera gear. Yes, the camera gear probably it's not focusing like Sony, but I will show you some B-rolls and I will tell you some of my findings when I've used Fujifilm X-T5 tete-a-tete with Sony A7C. Sony A7C was used by my wife and I was shooting with Fujifilm X-T5. And the findings are really interesting, So, first of all, I want to address how to shoot a camera, how to use a Fujifilm camera. It's very important, indifferently of what Fujifilm camera you have, to put the camera in boost mode. So this is very important. If you are new to Fujifilm or if you just have a Fujifilm camera, maybe from 1 year, maybe you didn't know about that setting. That setting is in general in the menus and you can't find it very easily. On Fujifilm X-T5 it is at the range menu, power management and performance boost. On other cameras, again, search on Google, search in your manual and put the camera in boost mode. Activate all the boost modes at maximum in your camera. You will not have just AF problems if you don't put your camera in boost modes. On other cameras like X Pro 3, X-T4 and other cameras, you will have also problems with the LCD, how the image is displayed and so on. So it's very important to maximize the camera performance. Fujifilm cameras aren't working well without maximizing their performance in the settings. So I don't know why Fujifilm did this. It's not clear for me. I don't think it's a good thing. If you want to save battery, you will not go into the menus, disable these settings and so on and so on. No, you will probably keep all the time the camera on boost mode because you need to keep it if you want performance with the LCD but also with the AF. So keep any Fujifilm camera from any generation in boost mode, maximum performance. This is very important. You'll have slower AF on X-T3, on X-T30, Mark II and other cameras like X100V, like X106 if you don't keep the camera in boost mode. Also, you'll have lag, big lag in the EVF. So, boost mode, it's a must in a Fujifilm camera. Next, Fujifilm cameras are working great from the old ones to the new ones if you use AFS, AF single mode. This mode is working great with any Fujifilm lens. You'll not have problems in acquiring AF exactly using AFS. With new lenses, with older lenses and so on. So AFS, it's a must. It's a must if you want to get consistent results. And this is why in another video I've said that the Fujifilm AF is cumbersome because depending on the lens you must do different settings. And if you want to have just one setting, that one setting is AF single point, a small point, and this is it. No zone focusing, no nothing like this, no IAF and IFS, no, AFS single point, like good old school photography, like on a Nikon DSLR camera, one point, focus, recompose and take the shot. It's pretty easy, it's pretty fast and it's normal. And I'll tell you immediately why it's normal after these tips. So AFS with any lens, no problems. Let's say you want to use IAF. You don't shoot like crazy with IAF. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I do understand if you use 3 frames per second, it is sufficient. And when you will use IAF? Probably with a portrait when you are collaborating with the person in front of you. So this is very important. You will not use IAF with continuous AF and tracking in street photography. You don't want to do this. I'm not doing this even with my Sony cameras. I'll tell you immediately why. But think a minute. In a picture, in a street picture, you have many people. If you use a wide-ish lens, a 50mm lens, a 35mm lens, a 28, a 24mm lens, and so on. So in these fields of view, in the documentary fields of view, you will not want to use IAF with tracking. You'll just want to use tracking eventually without IAF or just a single point. With Sony, I'm using just tracking without IAF because there are many people in the picture and the algorithm doesn't know where I want to focus. And this is also true with Fujifilm. But I did a test, how I've said, tete-a-tete X-T5 with Sony A7C. With my wife, we shoot street photography in real world. I've used X-T5 with the old 35mm f1.4 lens, and she used Sony A7C with Samyang 50mm f1.4 lens. So this was a very interesting test because I was able to see in this test the differences regarding depth of field and also how the AF was working in real world use. We shooted similar scenes. And my discoveries are very interesting. First of all, I've discovered that both AF systems, firmware, I think it was 2.0, I really don't know exactly, but anyway, an older firmware with the old lens gave to me similar or even identical results in street photography with IAF and continuous tracking, just like Sony A7C. Of course, both of us didn't shoot many pictures because I didn't want to have many pictures, because I didn't want to choose from many pictures. We just compose and shoot. And I've discovered that both firmwares have problems with people that have eyeglasses, and especially sunglasses. So both cameras failed in the same scenarios in real world. It was very interesting. So I had similar scenarios. In some, I was able to see that the sunglasses were the problems, but in some other thing was the problem, and also Sony 7C wasn't able to nail AF and missed the focus, and also X-T5. So similar results from an 1 hour, 2 hour photo work. It was very interesting. I've got similar results, similar failures and similar keepers with both two cameras. A modern one, Sony A7C with Samyang that it's pretty fast, and this X-T5 with the old, again, not the new 30mm f1.4, the old 35mm f1.4. So what does this tells me? This tells me it's about the photographer again, and how I've set my camera to work with this lens or with other lenses to get consistent results and not be upset regarding the Fujifilm AF. Again, I am not optimistic regarding Fujifilm AF in the future updates. Probably it will work better, but you can't rely, of course, like on a full frame camera with Fujifilm. Probably this will take years and years, and this is it. I've learned to adapt. So my settings are like this. I keep the camera always in AFS. When I want AFC and eye tracking, I'm switching the lever to C, continuous AF, and I'm pushing this front button that I've set it to IAF. So when I want IAF and I know that I have a scene where I can use IAF, I just push this button, set the switch to continuous, and I'm using IAF. When I don't have a scene that it's suited for IAF, I just keep the camera on AF single, and this is it for me. And this is very, very easy. Next, another important thing to address is that, first of all, you have here an APS-C body. You will not get the same bite even with a great AF system like you will get on a full frame camera. And also, because you have an APS-C body and lens, the depth of field, it will be a little larger. So of course, you can take pictures with AFS without having the problem that you don't have the eye in focus. Next, photography is not about the eye in focus. Photography is not about the eye in focus. Many times I'm liking pictures where I don't have the eyes very, very sharp. It gives me some mood to the picture. Also, I'm liking to shoot Leica like this. Even if I'm not getting with a Leica a very sharp eye, I'm very okay with this. Again, this is me and I'm liking this. This is why I don't like to use Sony very, very often, because the images are too perfect. The images are too perfect, too digitally perfect. Some users are wanting this, and from time to time I also want this, but in general I like a more dreamy picture. And because I like more dreamy pictures, my most used systems are Fujifilm X-T5 and Leica, followed by Sony. Sony is very reliable, but that digital look, that perfection, I don't want it every time. Now regarding videography. Unfortunately, I can't rely on Fujifilm for videography. I've made some tests here in studio, it picks up the microphone, and I've said, okay, this is it, I can't rely on it, and I'm very sorry for this. I don't know, again, when Fujifilm will be able to offer us a good algorithm for filming ourselves in studio at least, but this is it, this is it. Of course, I would have wanted to use a Fujifilm camera in studio for the Fujifilm colors. So these are all my settings, I don't need more. If you need more, then probably Fujifilm is not for you, but if you want good colors, good rendering, amazing image quality, and all what Fujifilm is offering, my point of view is that the AF, it's not a problem in the end. The AF is not a problem. Of course, if you really need the latest AF and the greatest AF, probably a full frame camera, Sony, Canon, Nikon are better. But regarding my photography, street photography, product photography, family photography, day-to-day photography, and even events, because I know to make photography. I'm not afraid to use a camera in AFS. So this is why even events, for me, Fujifilm is okay. But if you think AF it is extremely crucial for you, then of course Fujifilm is not for you. But for someone who wants a great camera that can deliver on all other aspects, because a great camera is not all about AF. A great camera must have lenses, a great camera must have color, a great camera must have size, weight, ergonomics, EVF, tilt screen, and so on and so on and so on. So many other things. From my point of view, there are many things that I love regarding Fujifilm, and Fujifilm X-T5 are making me not complain. I've complained already 2 years regarding the AF, so I am tired complaining about the AF, and I've learned to use and to accept Fujifilm cameras, how they work. So regarding the AF speed, accuracy, I've learned to use Fujifilm. I'm getting good results. I can't say I am missing pictures. I can't say I am not able to use it in photography. And this is it. I'm very okay with the AF, and yes, I'm not too optimistic regarding the next updates. Probably they will take many more years to come up with a great solution and with a stable solution, but they've managed to have better AF. So the AF is much better compared to older cameras. And this is a good thing, because the AF is much better compared to older cameras. Because when I want better AF, depending on the light that it's outside, I can take X-T5. When the light is good outside, or when I'm not into needing so much good AF, I can take the older cameras when I'm not in a hurry. So again, the AF is better in Fujifilm terms compared to other Fujifilm cameras. And in my real world test versus Sony a7C, I've got similar results. But yes, overall, you'll have some frustration with Fujifilm cameras, and of course, it's too bad that in the firmwares that are coming, they are inducing some bugs. But the good news, and this is an advantage compared to Sony, is that they are making updates. And even if an update has a bug, they can resolve the bug. With Sony a7C, I don't have any hope that I will get a better camera than what it is now. I need to upgrade to Sony a7C Mark II or to other Sony cameras. But Fujifilm cameras are becoming better and better and better by firmware upgrades. So I think I can, and personally I am, excusing Fujifilm for their bugs. Of course, it can be a frustration, and I have these frustrations, but again, the camera is becoming better and better and better and better. And this is a totally different camera from what it was 2 years ago. And what can I tell you? I am loving it. And if you want to see why I am loving X-T5 so much and why I'm recommending it, get it, please check my next videos. Subscribe to my newsletter, leave me your comments, and check my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.